Hi, and welcome to You Are Here.
Hello. I thought I'd have a go at the Dilemmas of a Book Nerd tag today. It just picked. The Dilemmas of a Book Nerd tag just caught my imagination. So here goes. And thank you to Year of the Author who promoted this. Okay, first, so these are all questions about my bookish habits.
Tracking. How do you keep track of what you have read and what books you own?
I don't. I've tried lots of different things. I've got a Goodreads. I keep copies of book covers in my journal. I've tried writing it down. I think the one that's worked best for me is just taking a screenshot of the book cover and pasting it into my journal. That's what's worked best for me. But how do I keep track of the books I've got? I need a way to do that. I keep finding that I've rebought things that I've already got. But that's what being a book nerd is.
Borrow. Do you lend books out?
Yes, I do. But only to people I think it's important that they borrow it. So I probably lend out more of my books for school, picture books and that sort of thing, probably more regularly than I lend out perhaps books that I've got for myself. But I am quite happy to lend out books, provided people don't crease the spine and look after them.
Buying. How do you buy or acquire your books?
I have a really bad Amazon habit. Amazon keep taking my money. I feel slightly guilty about it because I know there's ethical issues around Amazon, but the convenience of having paper books delivered, of having my audiobooks, my ebooks linked and in the same place, I've kind of got tied into Amazon as, I suppose, as a way of working. And I like the Audible format. I like the Kindle. So, yeah, I'm tied into Amazon. But if I can, I love to go to a real bookshop and pick things. I have stopped using libraries because I end up paying for so much because I forget to take them back. There's a real issue with my own personal organisation, I think.
Comments. How do you respond to the "How do you read so much" comment?
I don't often get people asking how I read so much, but how do I read so much? I read so much because I have a long commute. I would say that's probably the big thing. And though the standard answer is because I don't have a life.
Next book. How do you pick your next read?
I usually go to the shelf and see what's on there and choose something. I've found that having a booktube channel has actually helped me to sort of remain a bit more accountable. So actually saying what I'm going to read and then reading it. But mostly I just pick up something that catches my attention at the time. And then it's hours later and I've forgotten what we're supposed to be doing.
Travel. How do you pick what books to take on vacation with you?
the first thing I would always choose for a holiday is to take the book that I'm currently reading. And then I take my Kindle, and I've always got lots of stuff available on my Kindle. I usually make sure that if there's anything that I was planning to read or that I really need to read for work or whatever, that I've got that on my Kindle. But I think one of the best things about having an e-reader is the ability to just read anything anywhere and just pick it up and go.
Annotate. Do you write or highlight or mark up your books in any way?
I'm not a savage. In fiction books, I very rarely mark them up. The only time that I do mark in books is in textbooks. I kind of consider them in the same way as I would consider photocopied sheets. You know, they are a resource to be used, and anything that I write on them is part of me using them. And I have actually found something really oh dear, this is speaking. Honestly, I'm not being sponsored by Kindle. They can if they want to, but one of the things I've noticed that with Kindle, because you can highlight bits of text, it's a really good way of doing it because you're not permanently damaging the book. But I would not write in a real paper book.
New or backlist? Which do you prefer, new releases or backlist books?
Either. I must say, there's something very nice about getting a brand new hardback copy of something that you've been waiting for. But I wouldn't say how recent the publication is any consideration in what I choose to read. I really do just look at the story.
Sequels. Do you read books as they're released or wait for an entire series to be published?
Oh, I couldn't wait. I tend to discover books and then realise that they're part of a series. I think that there are some things which there is something really exciting about the anticipation of a new book in a series. There's several things that I've been sort of waiting for. The St Mary's Chronicles. There's something really exciting about waiting for a new book from that series. I don't think it's a real consideration in choosing, though I've had big complaints from my brother, who claims that when he was a child I had a habit of buying him the second in a series and then costing him because he then had to buy the first one. But no, I don't think I'm as organised as that about my reading. I tend to go a lot on recommendations and picking things up as I go. Right, so that was my dilemmas of a book nerd. Yes, I'm a book. My name is Naomi, and I'm a book nerd. And if you enjoy what I've had to say, please like and subscribe. There is something so exciting about seeing the subscriber count go up. But I'm doing a mix at the moment of the occasional tags and then my reviews of books. At the moment, the focus is on books on the theme of deafness or with deaf characters. So if there's anything you recommend, please put it down in the comments. And at the moment, I am reading MI9, The Beginning, which is actually it's the first in a series. It's book one of the epic MI9 adventure series, but it is the first book. It's middle grade, and it's the first in a series about a group of 5 superheroes, or rather young kids, who find themselves with superpowers, and the Billy, the main character, is deaf and has microtia and uses a hearing aid. So there'll be a review coming up on that. I'm really enjoying it at the moment. It is really good escapist kid fiction. So see you all soon. Bye.
Thank you for sticking with me through a slightly different download. So, what are you reading today?